All right, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to another how-to video, another awesome banger video. Today I'm going to show you how to detail a hood 100%. So first off, we're going to air up the vehicle. Airing up the vehicle is a crucial first step to start with, because if you don't air it up, you're going to be breaking your back and having to bend all the way over. Now with the car about hip height, it's going to be easier to detail it. And today we're going to do a few steps of processing. We're going to go with our spray first, clean off all the surface dust, and then we're going to go with a clay bar to remove any of those rough surfaces on the hood, such as sap. As you guys can see, a little bit of shine of the light. The paint looks really good for the most part, but in some areas you're able to see shiny little dots. And even on the glass, we're gonna do that as well. And it's hard to catch up on camera, but check this out real quick. So that is why we are going to go in with the full detail using clay, spray, clay, and then cut and polish. So I'm gonna show you guys the steps and processes and how to do everything. So grab some popcorn, stay tuned for this how-to today. All right, so for any of you long-term viewers, you already know why I'm not gonna disclose what kind of chemicals I'm using today and what brand they are from. At the end of the day, they're all the same thing. However, though, we are gonna be using a detail spray. If you guys do automotive soaps, cleaning supplies, hit your boy up with a little bit of a sponsor. Send me some supplies to come test out. I'll do some how-to videos and all that fun stuff on this car, or if any car of any choice. I do have friends in the automotive industry that I can practice on other vehicles. So if you guys have a brand out there, let me know. Because this brand, F this brand, to be honest with you guys, I'm only using it for the channel and for you guys' how-to video. But first off, we want to hit it with our detail spray. So we're gonna gently coat the surface and really penetrate all that dirt first, just to kind of loosen it up, and then carefully wipe in a linear motion to remove any dust and particles. After that, we are going to hit it with the clay, and I'll show you guys that right now. So stay tuned, let's get it. And today this is only going to be the hood. This is my 2025 Honda Civic Si, and it's my daily now, so I want to make the daily look good. But we have coated the whole hood with a little bit of a detail spray. So now we're going to go in with our microfiber towel. Of course, remove any kind of tags that are there. And then we're just going to kind of fold it into a little square and gently glide the towel on there, picking up any dirt. Now, I'm just removing any surface dust on the car. You can see the towel right now. It's pretty dirty. After this, we are going to clay it, and claying it is going to be taking off a lot more of the grime and debris. And if there's any kind of weird bird droppings, that'll remove it as well. That's why clay bar is very good to detail a car, because it helps really get into the paint, the clear coat, and help remove all those surface chemicals without scratching or damaging further. So it enhances that shine that you get with the show car finish. And I'll show you guys right now how the hood looks. So you can see the hood right now with a little bit of light. We have some streaks, but for the most part, we're looking really good, actually. I think there still is that sandpaper feel to it. All that sap on there, that's our goal to get off today, is to remove all this sap on here. So from this angle right here, shining off from the light, you can kind of see the reflecting going down. That's what we're focused on right there. All that shininess. That is sap that comes from trees, anything that has live body, take it all off. So let's get the clay bar, and I'll show you guys how to do it right now. For the clay bar, I am going with a heavier clay bar just to kind of speed up this process a little bit. It looks like this. Looks edible, but it does not. And we're just gonna go ahead and tear a nice, beautiful chunk off the top. Okay, just like so, putting the rest inside. And this is a black clay bar, so it's gonna be a little harder to see exactly all the dirt. However though, once you start hearing a nice, more clear surface, and it doesn't sound like this, when it sounds more smoother, that's how you know it's done. For this one, we are gonna get it kind of more moist and just really hit up one spot at a time. Picking up all of that. And I know you guys can't see it too well on the camera, but you can hear it. How it goes from scratchy to nothing. The idea with a clay bar is that the wetter the better. And something that chemical stores won't tell you because they're trying to make their sales is that yes, you can use water. You can use anything to run the clay bar on the surface of what you're doing. Any detail spray will work. It literally says it on the clay bar itself. So guys, read your packaging. Don't get ripped off. Don't spend extra money that you don't need to spend. And I was only that person because I had to meet a quota. And if I didn't, I would get in trouble for it. So don't get ripped off. Don't buy the clay kit. You don't need it. Especially if you're just claying and you're not waxing. Unless you're a detailer, then buy it in bulk. But for no reason do you need this to go with that. You can use your detail spray. You can use this to detail as well. It's literally the same chemicals that they use for their waterless wash. It's the same thing. There's a video on my channel talking about this stupid company. So, stuff works, but I'm not sponsored by any cleaning products. So, I still have people there to give me discounts. That's the only reason why I go. So right now we've clayed the whole hood, and it is ideal to do this while the car is cool and the air is cool. You don't want to do this while it's hot. It'll dry up everything quick. And the best way to do this, guys, you have 3 fingers down, 1 finger to feel. That way you can feel everything. And as long as your paint is wet and your hands are clean, you shouldn't have to worry about scratching. All right, so you guys can see it's all wet, but there's no more little spots. So now what we're gonna do is just take a clean towel. I did go ahead and do the windshield off camera, just real quick, but we're looking pretty clean. Now we're gonna go in with the spray again, and then cutting compound polish. So we do have some curves, we have some angles on this hood. Now it's about 55 out, 60 degrees maybe. It's not too bad of a weather. We're gonna go ahead and plug in our torque tool. This one right here, I believe is a Torque 10X, 15X. I forget what model this is, but it has our settings on there to turn it on and off, and you control the speed. So we're gonna start off first with a slow speed on an orange pad using a paint correction compound. You wanna make sure to always mix this because it has additives in the bottom of it that settle after sitting a while. And we haven't detailed a car with cut and polish in a while, so check it out. There's a little ASMR for you guys. Hold on. You like that? Nah, but let's go ahead and get back into it. This one, We're not gonna put too much. The more that you put, the more messier it gets. Talk about messy. So we have about 4 splooges, and this is gonna be good enough to cover up the whole left side of the hood. So first off, we're gonna just dot it down, and this one does have different body lines. So we wanna make sure that we respect these body lines on the vehicle. Now, luckily we do have a light out here, so we can kind of see everything. We have one line here, and another one curved right here. So the curve is gonna be a tricky spot, but again, just respect it. A little bit of compound goes a long way. You don't want to burn the compound or do anything crazy like that. We're gonna start off on a slow speed, 15. We're gonna pull away, and we're gonna do the other side right here. Go over that beautiful curve right there. Really just letting the tool do the work. And the trick of the trade is that you want to be able to see it moving around in a circle. If this thing right here is not moving, you're putting too much pressure. So you want to let it spin and do its work. Now, you don't want to let this compound sit too much because it will start to get cakey. So before we move on to other sections of the hood, we are going to go ahead and wipe down what is on this section of the hood right here. It's gonna kind of push that polishing spray off. If you guys wish to use any kind of spray to help loosen it up, you can. You don't need a polishing conditioner. Again, polishing conditioner is the same thing as clay lube, just labeled differently, because F that company, because you know, you guys don't deserve to spend your money on the same product. But we're looking really good. We got some really nice smooth paint right now. Pretty much restoring the clear coat on this 2025 SI, even though there wasn't anything really wrong with it. Oh man, that looks beautiful. Cutting and polishing is also a good way to get off any hairline scratches. Let me take you guys over here and I'll show you. You can really see the reflecting on that. That looks really nice. It's a really good looking paint. So let me kind of bring the light around real quick. Now there is some little lines in there from streak marks. However though, we're gonna wax the hood to get rid of everything. Coming onto the other side over here. Looking not too bad, not too shabby. Nothing that I can see. There is a little bit of a water stain mark right over here. See if we can pick it up. But that might be from the clay. It does look like a bird poop mark. It's very hard to pick it up. There we go, right there. So we're gonna go over with a cut and polish and get that off. And of course, go over the entire hood. So when I get everything done, I'm gonna show you guys the next step after cutting it, which is polishing. Switching over to our polishing compound. So we went ahead and already cut everything. It's looking marvelous. Now we're gonna go ahead and polish it all up. This is a crucial step. This is actually one thing that, you know, is necessary, guys, to cut, polish, and wax, because putting a little bit of rocks into the paint to cut it. Then you're polishing to remove all that debris, all the scratches that you took off by cutting it. And then after that, you're polishing it up. Now, doesn't matter what kind of compound you use. No, it does not matter what kind of compound you use. Unless you're dealing with something really heavy, then go with the heavy one. I like to just get something like a 3M all around, or even like this. This is basically a supreme finish polish or a supreme cut compound. Big exciting words put on the bottles to make you spend more money. But the more money you spend, the more better your stuff's gonna be. That is the truth about chemicals. So if you're to buy just something like a cheap polish or even a cheap cutting compound, you're gonna get a cheap result. Now, if you do buy a more expensive compound, cutting or polishing, you're going to get a much better result much quicker. That's why these bottles that I'm using were like 23, 32, it's one of those prices. But same exact process we're gonna do here, with a little bit of dabs, spreading it around. And I want to tell you guys, make sure that this is contacted with your paint surface, because if you don't and you turn this on and you put the thing spinning, you're gonna throw compound everywhere. Getting it on plastic bits and any kind of rubber grommets, it's gonna be cakey. And if you guys are long-term viewers, we've seen TJ Hunt's M4 from Meguiar's booth that had some polish in the cracks, which is very embarrassing for a detailing company. Meguiar's a big company, to have a car in their showcasing and still have some white stuff in the cracks. So it is very hard sometimes. It can be missed. It can be prevented though if you use some tape, but if you're in a rush, you're gonna get a rush job. So make sure to tape off any surfaces if you guys are gonna do that. If you're just doing it for a quickness, you don't have to do it. Just make sure to clean the cracks afterwards, because the white stuff does show in the cracks and it just looks disgusting. So we are gonna go with the polish. Again, same exact motion, same exact way. You wanna just spread it out first. So yes, I might have sped it up just a little bit quicker, just kind of get this process done and show you guys so I can start on the rest of it. But another analogy, so you can just imagine this is brushing your teeth, right? You brush your teeth, you get all the plaque off. Then what do you do afterwards? You mouthwash. That's your polish after that one. And then after that, you put your Crest whitening strips on so you make it look nice and shiny. This is the same exact process as that. Detailing your teeth is the same exact thing of detailing your cars. Cut, polish, shine it up. Shine it up, you're gonna protect it. When you do leave it nice and bare like this, you're at risk of having oxidation or anything crazy like that. But right here, you're pretty good. If you wanna skip out on wax, go straight to ceramic coating like this car is or was. Now it's gonna be just waxed hood and the rest of the body is still ceramic coated. But I do have a 6-year or 3-year ceramic coating on the vehicle. So that's the steps so far to getting all the sap, getting a nice clean surface. I know this is a long video for you guys, but I wanna make sure to cover all the points in training so that way you guys won't get lost. If you guys have any questions along the way, drop it down below in the comment section. This is a lot of fun to do if you are in a nice cool surface like we are right now. So make sure that you're not doing this in a hot area because you don't want this to look all cakey. When it is cakey, you can actually scratch the surface. And instead of looking like a showroom car, it's gonna look like garbage. So I'm gonna finish up polishing the entire hood, and after that, I will show you guys up close and personal of the finished product of cutting polishing, and also clay barring. After that, we are gonna do a wax. So, like I said, I know this is a long video, but if you guys are still tuned in, comment down below. If you are still tuned in, maybe, I don't know, say avocado in the comments or something crazy. So I know you guys are watching all the way through and through. Trying to make this short, sweet, and simple, but try not to cut too much corners so you guys won't get lost along the way. Oh, no mic this time, however, though. I'm telling you right now, it looks 10 times better than what we started with. So we have cut, polish, all that fun stuff. And now going over here, there isn't any weird spot. So we had our little poop stain that was right here in this area. I'm gonna show you guys right now how to wax the hood. It is looking marvelous. We removed all the compound from the area. This is that white ashy stuff I was talking about in the cracks. You can see right there, it looks like goober. You guys seen in the video earlier how I kind of showed you a little bit. We are gonna go in with our black wax down there because it's a dark color vehicle. Now, I've learned from this car, wax is important. I want to talk to you guys about wax real quick. If you use a darker wax on a darker paint job, you can have a much more better result. If you use a colored wax on a white color car, kind of common sense, but do not use orange wax. Do not use red wax. Do not use any kind of colored wax for this kind of vehicle. You will stain the paint and you will have to cut, polish, and all that fun stuff. What I recommend is using a yellow wax and just putting a lot of elbow grease to get it off. That is a good enough wax for a white paint job. It will also work for a gray or a green. This is in my car. Black color vehicles shine so much better with darker color wax. You could also go with ceramic waxes and other various waxes that are in the company. But right now with that cut and polish, we have a nice beautiful glass paint job. I'll show you guys how to wax. It's fairly simple, just like how we were doing the cut and polishing. We want to go ahead and get our wax and give it a good shake because it does liquefy and become separated from its cleaning components as well. So we're gonna go ahead and get a nice clean applicator. I recommend an applicator. It's much more professional and it's a lot more easier to spread it around. Now you can go gung-ho and just throw this all over the place and just spread it out like that, but a much easier and more better way is to get an applicator. It's only like $3, guys. It's not that much money. So we're gonna put 6 dabs and the dominoes just like that. Now you can use a black pad, but I like to wax by hand because who doesn't do a little dabs here and there now? But so we're gonna go ahead and just dab it on the paint like so. Even if it does get a little bit of faint, that's totally fine because we're gonna start off in linear motions. Do not go in circles. Wax on, wax off. Mr. Miyagi was kind of wrong with that one. You go in circles, you will leave swirl marks, which are much harder to get out of the paint than linear marks, which is why this entire process, until we started using a tool, everything was up and down, left and right. So we're gonna let all this wax sit on the paint for about 10 minutes. Of course, we are in a nice cool area. So like I said, it is recommended to go ahead in a cool area. You don't wanna work in the hot heat, especially with wax, because it will stick to the paint and the surface of the car, and it will leave that silky, flaky mess behind, and you wanna be with the glass paint color afterwards. This is a UV protecting the clear coat, protecting the paint to last longer. So that's why I recommend using one of these. It's easier to apply it. Again, in sections, if you're doing the whole car, what I like to do is hood, fenders, and then do the doors, right? And then come back and wipe all this off real quick, and then do a back door, and then wipe out the front door, and then do a trunk and rear quarter, and then wrap out the rear door. And then after that, rear bumper, etc. So kind of just 1, 2, let it sit there for about 5-10 minutes because this does take a while to apply. So take your time with it. This is all about detailing why it costs $200, $300, $400 because of the time process. Now, I've been at this car for about 2 hours already. guys. It's much more simpler in video because we can edit out things, but 2 hours already detailing the hood out, and that's just the hood. You can imagine with the rest of the car. This car right here took me 8 hours to completely clay the entire thing, wax, and to be fair, she was sitting around, so she had a lot of sap. So the back of the car had those little tiny yellow dots. Sap comes in different colors as well. So yellow dots, clear dots, brown dots, and even thick green dots. Those get a little more scarier with the sap, but depending on what kind of tree you park underneath, the sap will vary, and using different applicators will have to vary as well. But for the most part, if you guys have been following along, spray, clay, cut, polish, wax, and then we're gonna go in with the ceramic spray afterwards. You can already see it start to get solidified over here, so that's pretty cool. Just a little process on the channel real quick. You can see some spots that I did miss. Again, that's totally fine because when we do buff the wax into the paint, it's gonna spread out like peanut butter throughout the entire surface. So I'm gonna go ahead and knock out the entire hood, and I'll catch you guys when I get everything done. Oh yeah, and really quick before I do get to work. The reason why I'm not showing you waxing the entire thing, because this will make it a lot more longer video if I was to just wax the entire hood and then buff it out. So we're just gonna go ahead and knock it out. When it is done settling, I'll show you guys how to wipe it off. And then after that, I'll show you guys the final result on the entire front end of the vehicle. Now, yes, this hood will be changed later on for carbon fiber, but until we start making more money on YouTube, right now it's gonna stay metal. All right, so I'm glad I made a whole entire speedy process, and I'm gonna play this over this while I'm talking, guys. Kind of very fast video while I'm talking over this. In the background, once again, to go over it, guys, it's a fairly simple process. So on the far left side of the screen, I'm gonna be playing what I'm using real quick. So right now we have the cleaning supply, which is just to clean off any kind of dirt, lift up any kind of weirdness. And then after that, once we get off all the surface contaminants, we're gonna go ahead and hit it with our clay lube, also our clay bar. I know I have a yellow one on top. I did use a black one. You could use yellow, you could use black, up to you. Totally fine with whatever color you wanna go with. And after all that was done, then we went in with our cutting compound, and that's gonna hit it with the any kind of like surface contaminants, any kind of warts, any swirls or any kind of weirdness going on with the paint. That's gonna help remove that, scratches as well. And then after that, we went in with our polish, and after polishing, then with our wax. So then we had the wax kind of just help cleaning up any kind of contaminants left over from the polish to protect the clear coat as well, and to give it a nice clean final shine. Check that out in the far left corner. Oh my goodness. And after the wax, you guys seen in the quick video displaying on the right hand side, we hit it with the spray wax, kind of loosen up the coating wax. Now this is a ceramic spray wax, so that went into it to kind of help glide along the towel so it wouldn't scratch, or if the wax is too thick, it wouldn't basically it helped it pick it up really quick. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different chemicals just to go ahead and get a nice clean glass surface. We also went through 2 different pads, various different towels, about 3 of them, and now we are left with our final results. So you guys seen I've been flashing the flasher around a little bit. We are left with a nice clean glass finish, absolutely no streaks, absolutely nothing. This looks immaculate, guys. That reflection right there, you could even tell that is just crazy how much work we went into this. Again, this is definitely a weekend project, guys. Start early in the morning, not too early because it does get a little cold outside and you get the condensation and all the dew drops. So doing all this will be for nothing, but you want to start off relatively early. Grab yourself a handful of chemicals. Comment down below if you need help, or if you're in the SoCal area. Again, add me on Instagram, Penny the _, if you want me to come out in detail with you. If you want me to show you step-by-step process, I can help you out with that as well. If you want to donate and help out the channel, help out the build, this one right now. It's a whole other video, but send your boy some money. Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, Zelle. We have everything for the YouTube channel. Again, it is the first step that we did, was airing up the car, so it makes it a lot more easier at hip level to clean it out. So if you guys like this cleaning video, it's a lot more longer than usual videos, step-by-step process on how to do everything. Once again, guys, when you are doing the DAs, do not let it sit too much. You will burn a hole in the paint, and it's not easy to clean that up. So once again, if you guys like today's video, make sure to comment, like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Let your boy know how you did on this video. And yeah, as always, guys, stay safe and stay chill.